Wings on the world. Mission through the centuries. Clock time. Any resemblance to reality is a pure coincidence. Or not. Temporary descents.
On the first official expedition through time from Silas Hills Tech, the goal was simple. In theory, we would descend several centuries until the late 20s and early 21s, before disasters, and collect DNA samples from plant proteins that in our time were only part of the historical record of an extinct past after the cataclysm. And with natural resources almost extinct, the success of the mission was essential for future human survival. Upon arrival at the hiccup time, I readjusted my viewer, studying the environment. The hum of the time scroller still echoed in my ears as I assimilated the current reality. We had arrived 2,000 kilometers west of the original destination coordinates, which complicated things to take a few hours. Next to me, Nan, Navi and Hano inspected their own equipment. I checked my digital map. The image showed our location in the middle of a green plain, and with multiple signs of near life on a warm and dense night, with small stars in the dirty air. We must move, I murmured, simulating a soft calm. Hano, pragmatic, nodded, and started the vehicle accelerating toward a nearby route.
Traveling at night, Prot, we will have less risk of being interrupted, and of altering the natural development of the timeline.
Navi, Hano and Nan exchanged glances of concern, but prepared for the trip they also carried camouflage devices with them, designed to keep us invisible to 21st century trackers. Still, the trip was not so easy. During the first leg of our journey, the landscape changed from undulating pastures to thorny vegetation fields and trees burned by drought fires. In the dry and dusty afternoon, we arrived at a gas station. While my 3 colleagues went to the ladies' room at a fast pace, I settled under the shade of a leafy tree, the only tree, enjoying the view of a puddle of crystal clear water that was a welcome relief for the eyes. When the women returned, I had already prepared synthetic laboratory coffee, and while we were resting, I couldn't help but reflect on the risk of altering the past. A small alteration, and the future could change disastrously. Remember, I said firmly, our goal has no margin for error. Let's focus on work. And since this overland trip is out of the program, the instructions of the collateral plan are to close contact with the temporary natives. Let's avoid speaking or interfering in any way.
There they have fresh natural fruit, delicious. Their RRE looks good natural coffee, with caffeine, and it smells very delicious.
I would like to make the delicious to the manager.
I nodded silently, assessing the risks of our mission. I feel the weight of my responsibility to protect them and the conviction that our journey will bring a better future. In the light of twilight, we prepared to continue on our way. Fate was still far away. We were determined to reach it. Looking at my companions, I did not avoid smiling. Come on, we have things to do.
As we entered the road, the landscape became increasingly urban. Low buildings and barely recognizable piston motor vehicles for us began to appear on the horizon. The lights of a small town promised a certain civilization, but also risks. While our technological camouflage gave us an advantage, the likelihood of encountering 21st century natives was proportionally direct to closeness and ultimately inevitable.
While Nan checked some controls and after swallowing what she was eating, she broke the silence.
There's something wrong with me. These routes are too crowded for what was in the transit network.
Hano, always the most cautious, while continuing to attend the pilot car, reviewed the scanner readings.
It can be a holiday or some massive social event. We must remain alert and avoid crowded areas.
Hano's words made sense, but a knot began to form in my stomach. Any mistake, even a simple misunderstanding with the natives, could compromise our mission, and therefore the future.
We have 2 fin to South Plius to stop US movements and coordinate the rest of T mission. Alternate plan is not going to hold up much if we keep moving Gen forward like tis.
I agree, I replied. Finally, we found an abandoned factory on the outskirts of the city.